India will soon get its most advanced fighter jet. The indigenous Tejas Mk2 is nearing completion, with first flight now expected within months. This bigger and more powerful Tejas Mk2 will be an upgrade on the Indian Air Force's current fleet of fighters, including 100 Jaguar, 3 squadrons of MiG-29s, and even the nearly 50 Mirage 2000s, 8 of which were used for the Balakot airstrike on a terror HQ deep inside Pakistani territory back in 2019. The Tejas Mk2 will not only enable the Indian Air Force to boost its own squadron numbers, but armed with the Astra Mk2 and soon the 300-kilometer plus hypersonic Astra Mk3 BVR missiles, the Tejas Mk2 can give the Indian Air Force the upper hand against any Pakistani J-17s and even Chinese J-10s in what many call occupied Tibet. The development of the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited manufactured Tejas Mk2 fighter jet is gathering pace, with the assembly of the first aircraft now reportedly exceeding 60% completion. To meet a target rollout date by the end of October 2025, Indian aerospace giant the HAL is currently concentrating on integrating more complex systems required in the final phase of aircraft construction. The integration work of the technological core of the aircraft includes sophisticated avionics, electronic warfare suite, which enable enhanced capabilities in contested airspace, is also currently underway. According to this report in news portal defense.in, the HAL is pushing forward to have fully assembled aircraft ready by October 2025 to prepare for subsequent testing phase. According to reports, 4 prototypes will be initially developed for test flights before mass production begins. The Tejas Mk2 will truly be a multi-role fighter aircraft capable of not just defensive but various offensive missions. Powered by GE F414 engine, it will have a maximum speed of Mach 1.8 or nearly 2,200 km per hour. It will also have a service ceiling of 56,000 feet. The Tejas Mk2 will have a range of 3,000 kilometers and a combat radius of 1,500 kilometers, which could be enhanced further with external fuel tanks. With a payload capacity of 6.6 tons and 11 hard points, the Tejas Mk2 is designed to carry a wide variety of weapons, including air-to-air BVR missiles, air-to-ground missiles, various guided bombs, as well as anti-ship missiles. The Aeronautical Development Agency, or the ADA, is planning a subdued unveiling of this 4.5 generation aircraft without a large ceremonial rollout event or media coverage, possibly to avoid exposure to India's enemies before the fighter is fully combat ready. The plan focuses on achieving operational and technical readiness and also avoid potential delays associated with a large public ceremony. As of February 2025, approximately 450 out of the required 950 key components have already been integrated into the first prototype. After the assembly completion in October 2025, India's Aeronautical Development Agency is planning the first flight of the LCA Tejas Mk2 at the beginning of 2026, within 1 year. Now, apart from manufacturing 4 prototypes between 2025 and 2027, the HAL is expected to roll out the aircraft for mass production by 2029, along with operational induction into the Indian Air Force in 2028-29. Now, HAL and American firm GE Aerospace are currently in final negotiations for co-production of the powerful GE F414 engine in India with 98 kN thrust, which is intended to power the Tejas Mk2s. Now, the Tejas Mk2 will help India replace older Mirage 2000s, MiG-29s and Jaguars in phases between 2030 and 2040 as part of defense modernization efforts of the IAF. The Indian Air Force plans to induct at least 340 Tejas aircraft and their different variants, which includes 180 Tejas Mk 1As or about 10 squadrons, and 6 squadrons, or about 120 Tejas Mk2s initially, though additional orders may be placed. A parliamentary panel report tabled in the parliament last year observed, quote, "The aircraft would be a potent platform designed around a higher thrust engine, better performance metrics featuring an integral unified electronic warfare suite for survivability, new digital flight control computer, and improved maintainability compared to the LCA Mk1 and 1A," unquote. The Tejas Mk2 is intended as an all-weather, day and night capable multi-role fighter jet with enhanced self-defense capabilities to operate in hostile air defense environments. Thus, it is furnished with an advanced active electronically scanned array or ASR radar, a comprehensive electronic warfare suite, and infrared search and track mechanism as well. Now, the Tejas Mk2 variant is said to boast more lethal armament as compared to the Mark 1 versions, as India aimed for an ambitious aerial monster when designing this aircraft model. It will be armed with the Meteor missile, which has an active radar target seeker, a two-way data link, and a solid-fueled ramjet motor, which all ensures accurate hits at exceptional ranges. Boasting a kill zone over 100 kilometers, the Meteor missile will surely make Tejas Mk2 a top-notch platform for contemporary air warfare. Now, this Indian fighter is often compared to the famed Rafale. Now, the Rafale, manufactured by French firm Dassault Aviation, is a twin-engine 4.5 generation multi-role fighter. Now, while the Indian Tejas Mk2 is a single-engine 4.5 generation fighter aiming to be the lightweight alternative to the Rafale.
If I can just compare, सिर्फ बेहतर नहीं होगा, उस क्लास का होगा, किसी चीज में slightly better, किसी चीज में slightly less.
The IAF chief, Air Marshal AP Singh, last year addressed the similarities between both these fighter jets, stating, quote, "Tejas Mk2 will be technologically on par with the Rafale, but it will be an indigenous product, which will help us integrate weapons and technology whenever we want to," unquote. Designed to address the limitations of the original Tejas, the Tejas Mk2 will be filling the gap between lightweight fighters and heavier platforms like the Rafale or even the Sukhoi 30 MKIs. Geopolitically, the Tejas fighter variants are crucial for India's positioning in Asia. China's military buildup and salami slicing attempts along the LAC, as well as aggressive maneuvers in the South China Sea, have raised the threat of a major conflict. Meanwhile, the CCP is also arming bankrupt Pakistan as a counterweight to India. This means India always faces the possibility of a two-front war. But will Tejas Mk2 help New Delhi maintain its aerial superiority over Islamabad? Now, when compared to Pakistan's low-cost multi-role fighter jet, the JF-17, the Indian Tejas Mk2 is designed to be way ahead. Utilizing the Klimov RD-93 engine delivering 83 kilonewtons of thrust, they allow JF-17 to reach speeds of Mach 1.6, while the Indian Tejas Mk2 can reach speeds of Mach 1.9. The JF-17 features 7 hard points with maximum payload capacity of only 3,600 kilograms, whereas the Tejas Mk2 has 11 hard points and a maximum payload capacity of 6,300 kilograms, which is nearly double. The JF-17 does not feature many advanced stealth technologies like this Tejas variant, which has 1/4 the radar cross-section of the smaller Tejas Mk1s, while also incorporates radar-absorbing materials as well as composite materials. But what about China and its flagship J-10 fighter jet? Similar to the Indian Tejas, the J-10 is a single-engine multi-role, which can be modified in future with newer radar and more powerful parts. The Chinese J-10 has a top speed of Mach 2, similar to the Tejas at Mach 1.9. While the J-10 has a marginally better service ceiling, the Indian Tejas Mk 2 has a better combat range and a combat radius. This Chinese fighter, which is often compared to the American F-16, is also equipped with an active phased array radar and is capable of carrying multiple air-to-air BVR missiles. Now, one noticeable aspect of the Tejas is its wing loading, which is 247 kilograms per meter square, is much lower than the 381 kilograms per meter square of the J-10, resulting in efficient agility. The low wing loading of the Tejas gives it better climb rate maneuverability, which also enables better cruising performance at the high altitudes in the Himalayas, as it needs less thrust to maintain a stable flight. Now, even the Chinese media claims that the J-10 is a semi-stealth fighter. It cannot be more stealthier than the 4.5 generation Indian Tejas Mk2, as it has reportedly better aerodynamics and more stealth features and materials used. So all eyes are now on the first flight of India's latest fighter jet, which is expected in late 2025 or early 2026. But what do you believe? Can the Tejas Mk2 help India be prepared for any two-front war with China or Pakistan? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect.